Imagine loving someone for 3 years, supporting their dreams, waiting for them while they disappear for months in military training, writing letters, counting down the days until they come home, only to find out that while you were loyal the entire time, they were already building a life with someone else. And the girl they cheated with? She knew about you the whole time. So after months of silence, I finally decided to send her one message, just one. And within hours, my ex completely disappeared from the internet. Every account. Gone. If you've ever been betrayed by someone you trusted, or wished karma would finally catch up to someone who lied and cheated, hit that like button, subscribe, and settle in, because today's story proves something important. Sometimes the most satisfying revenge is simply telling the truth. 3 years. That's how long my ex and I were together. 3 entire years of shared routines, inside jokes, and plans for the future. When you spend that much time with someone, they stop feeling like just a boyfriend or girlfriend. They start feeling like your person, the one you imagine building a life with, the one you assume will still be there 5, 10, 20 years later. And for a long time, I genuinely believed that was the path we were on. He wasn't perfect, none of us are, but we worked well together. We had the kind of relationship where we could sit in the same room doing absolutely nothing and still feel comfortable. Lazy Sunday mornings, late night drives, random fast food runs at midnight. It felt normal. It felt stable. It felt like home. Then one evening, he brought up something that would change everything. We were sitting in his car outside my apartment building. The street lights were casting that dim orange glow across the windshield. He looked nervous. "I've been thinking about something," he said. "What?" I asked. "I might join the Army Reserves." I remember blinking in surprise, not because it was a bad idea, but because it was unexpected. He explained that the military would help pay for his college tuition. For someone who didn't come from a wealthy family, that opportunity meant everything. He was excited, hopeful, and honestly, I was proud of him. So I smiled and told him exactly what he needed to hear. If this helps you build the future you want, then you should do it. And I meant it. But supporting someone's dreams sometimes means making sacrifices you don't fully understand at the time. A few months later, he left for boot camp. If you've never had a partner in military training, let me explain something. Communication becomes extremely limited. Phone calls are rare. Most of the time, the only contact you have is through letters. Actual handwritten letters. So that's what I did. I wrote to him constantly. I'd sit at my kitchen table at night writing about the most random parts of my day. Work drama, what I watched on TV, funny things our friends said, anything that might make him smile while he was stuck in training. And every time I dropped a letter in the mailbox, I imagined him opening it weeks later, maybe reading it during a rare moment of quiet, maybe feeling a little less alone. That's what I thought love looked like. Patience, loyalty, showing up even when things weren't easy. Eventually, the big day arrived, his boot camp graduation. I drove hours to be there. Standing in that crowd with dozens of other families felt surreal. Rows and rows of soldiers marched across the field in perfect formation, and when I spotted him, my chest filled with pride. He looked different. Stronger, more confident. When the ceremony ended and he finally walked over to me, he pulled me into a tight hug. "I missed you so much," he said. In that moment, everything felt worth it. The waiting, the letters, the distance. But looking back now, there were small warning signs even then. His mom and sister were acting strange. Not rude, just weird. Their smiles seemed forced. Conversations felt awkward, almost like they were trying to avoid certain topics. At the time, I told myself I was imagining it. Families can be awkward sometimes. I had no idea they probably already knew things I didn't. After graduation, he didn't stay long. Next came training school, which was in another state. More distance, more waiting. But at first, things still seemed okay. We texted every day. We talked on the phone whenever he had time. He told me he loved me. He said he missed home. He said he couldn't wait to come back. But slowly, very slowly, something started changing. His messages got shorter. Replies took longer. Phone calls became less frequent. Sometimes entire days would pass without hearing from him. Whenever I asked about it, he had an explanation ready. Training's been insane lately. My phone died. I fell asleep early. And because I loved him, I believed him. Because when you trust someone, your brain doesn't want to imagine the worst-case scenario. It searches for explanations that protect the relationship. Months went by, and then little pieces of information started slipping through the cracks. Mutual friends mentioning he'd been spending time with a girl in his unit.